If you've ever lost somebody you loved, like a family member, friend, even a pet, I want you to raise your hand. See? Most people know the pain of losing somebody or something that you've loved. But the thing is, I found out that it hurts the most if you find out that the loss you had was deliberate. The thing about suicide is that it's a permanent solution to a temporary problem. It's a cry for help. One of my friends, she had never appeared unhappy to me. Every time I saw her in the halls, she always had the biggest smile and the loudest laugh. She wasn't afraid to be different. She even had pink hair. But little did I know, she was struggling. I'll never forget the morning, just about a year and a half ago, when I was sitting on the floor of my room, doing my makeup and getting ready for school. It had seemed like such a normal day. I heard a knock on my bedroom door, and my mom came in and had a seat on my bed. She asked me to have a seat next to her, and when I did, I looked her in the eyes and I saw a look that I'd never seen before. She told me my friend had taken her life, and I can't begin to explain to you how this news had broken my heart. She was only 13 years old, just barely a teenager. Nobody saw it coming. I was in so much pain, and I thought that this was the worst feeling that I'd ever felt. I thought nothing could ever hurt as much as this. But I was wrong, because about 4 months later, another friend took their life. And that pain I felt had doubled. I felt like my universe had shattered. I found it hard to wake up in the mornings. I was sad all the time, and I struggled in school. I had to leave my classes multiple times a day because I was constantly scared something bad was going to happen again, and my thoughts would completely overwhelm me. At first, I would leave to go see if the school counselor was available. But if not, I would go somewhere private and break down. But it wasn't just at school where I'd have these breakdowns. It was pretty much anywhere. I would start to shake uncontrollably, sweat, go pale, and hyperventilate to the extent that I would lose my breath entirely. My lungs would scream for oxygen. My mom started to worry about me, so she took me to a doctor, and I was told that I was experiencing panic attacks. So after that, I spent a lot of time with the school counselor and a therapist. I learned that I was a what-if thinker. What if I could have helped one of them? What if I could have changed one of their minds? And what if I could have saved one of them? But you can never control somebody else's thoughts or actions. I know this personally because I've had to call 911 for a friend in need. And it's been one of the scariest things that I've ever had to do. When I was on the phone with the operator, I remember stopping in the middle of a sentence and thinking, what if I'm too late? That thought had terrified me. But the thing is, what you do and what you say matters. Currently, that friend is alive and healthy, and sometimes I wonder what could have happened if I never called. Because of these events, I've realized how important face-to-face relationships are. These types of relationships are not only helpful to walk up to somebody and start a conversation with them, but also what you say to somebody online versus in person are two very different things. What you text somebody, the words you're typing can so easily be misunderstood because there's no emotion in what you text. But in person, you can understand how somebody's talking to you and you can control how you respond. We all know how to use Snapchat, and we all know how to use Instagram. But do we all know how to recognize the signs of when someone's struggling? We learn physical health in school, but why not mental health? Shouldn't this be something that everybody knows about? Close to 20%, or 1 in 5, Canadian youth have a mental health issue. Everybody has different ways of dealing with things, and unfortunately, some have permanent outcomes. I wish that I'd known the signs sooner. Some signs include sadness, depression, acting out, hopelessness, helplessness, and so much more. If someone were to confront you about being depressed or suicidal, I want you to tell them that it's okay, that they aren't alone, that there's help out there, that they're loved. Talk to them. Sometimes all a person needs is someone to listen to them and to feel understood. Let them confide in you. Be their shoulder to cry on. 5 of the most impactful things that you should do are, number 1, tell them that they are not alone. Stay on the phone with them. Keep texting them. You're always going to be there for them. Number 2, it is not your responsibility. You are not responsible for their life. Number 3, never break a promise. Show them that they can trust you and that no matter what, you'll always be there for them to turn to. Number 4, tell them each day is a new day. Tell them about all the adventures that they could have one day. That there's more to life than just what they're feeling right now. And number 5, show them you believe in them, that they have the strength to overcome this. Prove their worth. There is no shame in trying to help somebody you love, or even try and help yourself. I can guarantee you that there is nothing more heartbreaking than attending the funeral for someone you never thought that you would lose so early. Each and every single one of you has different qualities about you that separates you from everybody else. And those are the things that you should be most proud of. Right now, I want you to turn to the person beside you, and I want you to tell them something you admire about them, or just give them a compliment.
I love your hair. It's aerodynamic.
See? It wasn't that hard. You could hate something about yourself, but to others, it can be the most beautiful thing that they have ever seen. You could say something to somebody, and maybe even years from now, they could still think about what you've said. That somebody looks forward to getting up every day to go to school or to work. Maybe you are the world to somebody, and just maybe you can change the world. Shane Koizen, he is an amazing man who has faced and overcome all sorts of life's challenges. He's a poet. He once said, if you don't see anything beautiful about yourself, get a better mirror, look a little closer, stare a little longer. What if someone told you that your life counts? Thank you.